Alright, hello. I thought it's a good time to make another devlog. This devlog is about my intro cinematic I made and a few other things. So the first thing I'm going to do is just show off the introductory cinematic. This is just a draft, of course. This isn't the final version. I need to work on a lot of, obviously the voices.
What's the big idea, huh? Stopping me like this? I got places to go, people to meet.
And
You will answer my questions.
The sound effects and the
Why should I?
VFX.
Because I'll blow you out the water if you don't, you scum, you swine. Tell me where Solaria is. Solaria what? Solaria who? She went missing around this sector. I have no idea, mate. You're barking up the wrong tree. How long are we going to be out here, huh? As long as it takes, we have to find Solaria. Sure. Do you have any information for me at all? Listen, I got nothing for you. I've been telling you 100 million times. You let me go already.
I always makes me laugh for some reason.
What? Contacts? Who are they? This is the Martian frigate Excelsior. I demand you identify yourself. In the name of the Empire of Mars. Yeah. Battle stations. Turn the helm. All ships engage. Ah, not again. Why does this always happen to me? Come on, Yusarian. Let's go.
I think that's not perfect right there. It's a lot of work.
I'm out of here. Don't let that ship get away. Alpha 3, follow them.
Oh, it worked that time.
Don't have to ask me twice.
And then, yeah, so that's the cinematic. Obviously there's a lot of work to do on it. There's the voiceovers, the sound effects, the VFX, obviously the cameras messing up every now and then. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do, but I'm happy as a first draft sort of thing, and then I'll work on it a little bit more later on. And if you are watching this and for some reason I'm gonna need voice actors, right? But I don't have money for actual voice actors. So if anyone wants to volunteer, I'd really appreciate it. There's a few people that want to volunteer already, so that makes me very happy. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not out here for professional whatever. It's absolutely fine if it's just a rough voice acting, you know. Yeah, and then so you would go into this thing, and then you would go into a tutorial mission, which obviously I haven't set up yet. But I did make these asteroids, and we'll talk about these asteroids. Ships, because that one's burning. It was meant to be burning in the thing as well, but anyway, they do work. Look, these are multi-mesh asteroids. They do have colliders on them as well, but I've got a little bit of work to do on them to make them more performant. Okay, so let's talk about what I did and how I did it. So yeah, I've still got this super, you might have watched my previous video, there's still this super complicated not ideal system for making a cinematic. So I'm creating a giant script like this, right? Giant script with instructions and timers and yeah. It's not ideal. It's a mess, right? But the thing is, it gives me complete control, whereas something like an animation player doesn't give me the same sort of level of control that this does. And the problem with the animation player is it's sort of very jerky and doesn't lerp correctly, and it's difficult to make it do what I want it to do. Especially like looking at something, you can't. It's difficult to make something look at something else. You need to call a function, right? I don't know. There's definitely ideas around using the animation player and integrating it some way. Like instead of using these timers, we use a signal from the animation player or something. I think that might be better, but I can't tell. Yeah, there's not much to talk about with the how I did it. If you watch my previous video, you see how I did the cinematic instruction data. I also have this now, so you have the asynchronous cinematic things. I need to do something asynchronous to the, and this is where the animation player would have an advantage in this, right? Because it would do this naturally. Because this, you can imagine this is like one. This right here, is sort of one animation player line. And then I've added a second one, which I'm using for dialogue. So how do I do the dialogue? Or maybe I should describe some of these things, right? I know I think I've described these before in previous videos, but I have these paths, right? And they follow the paths like this. Yeah, I think I've described that before. But yeah, you can see they follow the paths. Set up so they move in, and then once they at a certain point there, you saw them starting to fight. And then I just literally make them fight, right? Like they would normally. It's not like a deterministic thing, which has its disadvantage because now it's random and sometimes it looks good, other times it doesn't look good. So there might be ways to make it more deterministic, like say force the targeting. So you can see, maybe you saw the enemy ships were targeting the big ship. Whereas what they should do is target the fighters and have like a fighter ball. We want a fighter ball, and then we want the two big ships here to fight each other. So I can probably sort that out. But anyway, enough about that. How do I do dialogue? So dialogue, yeah. It's very simple, so simple, in fact, that it's barely worth talking about. But here we have some UI. I have a portrait, text dialogue, a rich text dialogue in case I want to do anything fancy. Yeah, I have a dialogue voice stream player. I also have a Bark voice stream player, but I'm not necessarily using that at the moment. I will have to rethink that system. So all this is doing is specifically this bit, right? Player specific dialogue. So I tell you to play a specific key. So you can see over here, play specific dialogue, this specific key here, which is just a string. And then I go and I make the visible ratio 0. And then that tweens up to 1. So that creates the animation of it. And then we check if it has a voiceover, which time it will. We use the text. We get the text. We get the character key, we get the portrait, we get the, and if it does have a dialogue, we get the dialogue audio, and we play the audio, we wait for the audio to finish, then we hide and emit a signal saying we've finished. And this is where we store the data for the dialogues in this dictionary here. So it just has such a dictionary, it has a key, a dialogue, character, audio. That's it. So it's super simple. And like I say, I was working on barks, and what barks would be random little dialogues, like chatter going on in the battle. So in Freelancer, you know, a lot of times, when someone dies, they would scream out, or when they're damaged, they would scream out and say, "Oh, help me," or they would threaten you. They would threaten the player and things like this. That's really going to be really important. Yeah, that's it for the dialogue. And then Asteroids. So Asteroids, this is what I did this morning. So they algorithmically auto-generate at the beginning, but I don't want that. I don't want them to auto-generate. I want them to. I'm eventually going to turn this into a tool script and just press a button and it will generate asteroids. We want to have an empty area. I'm generating a cube of asteroids, but I want an empty area inside of the cube so that I can place like story stuff inside. So I want to make sure and make sure that we don't spawn inside an asteroid and stuff like that. So that's sort of why I have a cube and have a inner cube. That will generate the that will make sure we don't spawn inside an asteroid, basically. And it gives this nice empty space in the middle, and I can put like, no, I just said that, didn't I? Sorry. And this is working really well. Well, I'm at 60 FPS here, but we'll temporarily VSync off for a second. It's absolutely nothing really. So yeah, 800 FPS, it's okay, right? It's not amazing. That's why I do need to worry a little bit about 800 FPS. I need to worry a little bit about performance there. It really shouldn't be running at 800. It should be running at like 1,000. Right? But the way I would achieve the running at 1,000. So okay, sorry, I should go back. I'm making it. This is a multi-mesh. This is creating. So I have an array here of asteroids, right? And every asteroid, it creates a multi-mesh. And then we set up the multi-mesh and then randomly place it and scale it and things like this. And then this is the expensive bit. That's the cheap bit, right? If I was just doing that, that's fine. Right, it's going to run at 1,000 FPS easily more. But because I'm doing this bit, which is I'm adding static bodies, right, so that we can collide with these asteroids. This is the expensive bit, and this is the problem, right? So my idea is, and I've seen this from other videos, you create a grid of asteroids, a 3x3 grid, and then it's going to have these layers here, and somehow you work out where the player is. You use some sort of mathematical calculation. sure at the moment. And then we find out where we are, and then we activate and disable. We process mode disable and process mode enable static bodies according to our location, and that would dramatically increase performance. I know it will. So yeah, that's my idea. Come back to me later and I'll tell you how I did it, because I imagine this is not correct at the moment. I'm going to need to rewrite it. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's everything I wanted to say today, I think. Double check. Yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say. All right. Thank you again for watching, and subscribe if you want to, and yeah, cheers.